Hi, this is Dr. Barbara Sherry Rose, founder of Global Higher Consciousness Life Transformation Institute. And this video is really important because I want you to understand where I'm coming from about my receiving answers from God and how it all happened. In 1994, I was living in Los Angeles and I consulted with a very highly spiritually evolved man named Bill Burns, who sat and told me that I was going to be bringing information through my higher self to uplift the spiritual consciousness of humanity. And I said, "What's a higher self?" And he said, "It's the one you call God." And I'm like, "Are you kidding me?" I literally laughed in his face. I said, "Why would God want to speak to me? I'm not the Dalai Lama or Mother Teresa. Why in the world would God want to speak to me?" He said, "You can't understand or relate to this now. It's not like you're going to be some Madame Zelda with a scarf on your head and a crystal ball." He said, "But you will find later on in your life that you will be bringing through information from God in writing and in speech to uplift the spiritual consciousness of humanity." I didn't even know what that meant at the time. I was an actress. And it went way over my head. Then, 2 years later, in 1996, I was blasted by my ex-husband, 6 years after our divorce, with a severely unjust, unwarranted child custody litigation. And my precious children at the time were only 6 and 7 years old. I did not have money to hire an attorney to represent me throughout the litigation process. As a result, I was completely railroaded. So I lost primary custody of my children, and I was given visitation rights, similar to how parents break up and maybe the children live with the mom and the dad has visitation rights. But the way I viewed it at that time was that I, quote, lost my children. I almost committed suicide over that. The pills just never reached my lips. My arm got stuck, like right here. It just wouldn't move. Some sort of divine intervention, I guess. And for 2 years, from 1996 to 1998, I was walking around like a breathing corpse. I used to pray every night to die. I did not want to wake up because I believed I, quote, lost my children. My soul was shattered. I was shattered. I was non-functioning. I just happened to be breathing and really wanting to die. So I decided to take out a pen and paper, and from the bottom of my heart, I just wrote the words down: "Dear God, why did you let me lose my children?" And then words started flowing into my mind in the form of an answer, and I started writing them down. And the words were exactly, I'll always remember this: "You did not, quote, lose your children. You are merely sharing for the physical care of them with their father. You can see them." I did have visitation rights. "You can speak to them." I did call them every day. "They will always be in your life and they'll always be close to you. Please shift your view from loss to sharing." When I reread that information, I had a complete transformation in my consciousness, my whole paradigm, my whole view of the whole situation. I was like, oh my God, God is right. I didn't lose my children. I really am sharing for the physical care of them with their father. I can see them. I can speak to them. And that, little did I know at the time, was the massive catalyst for my life's work, which is teaching and sharing with all of humanity the non-denominational pure process that's built into every single one of us of how to receive higher answers from God, Creator, Source, Higher Self, whatever name you personally want to use. This is our birthright. It's within our sixth sense. This is built into every single human being alive. Now, in the year 2000, I met a man and was in a very deep, emotionally entwined, highly dysfunctional, painful relationship. And I was crying myself to sleep most of the time. So I started doing writings about him and about us, and I started receiving all kinds of information that there was absolutely no way in the world that I could possibly know. And one night in October of the year 2000, I read him 3 of the writings. And he said to me, I don't know how you could possibly know all these things. It's like you stuck a needle in my head and extracted fluid. He said, yes, everything that I received in my writings was true. So it took me a long time to believe that I wasn't making it all up. And what I started to do was I started to just share this process of, if you're upset, if you're sad, jealous, mad, hurt, angry, betrayed, if you feel a lack of inner peace, I started to share with people for free, which I'm doing right now, and I'll continue to do more videos, of how to write down your questions to God, Creator, by whatever name you personally use. Take some deep breaths, and as the words flow into your mind, you receive answers, and I receive a complete paradigm shift within minutes. Now, I have worked with countless thousands of people from all over the globe. Teaching this process in 2005, I started the Higher Self Communication Yahoo group, which was under the umbrella of International Institute of Higher Self Communication. So that Yahoo group is still there. It's just more of an archive now. It's not really active anymore. And so many pure souls from all over the world were helping each other, sharing with each other with this whole process of receiving higher answers. I used to think I had some sort of a special gift. Turns out I don't have a special gift at all. I just had an awakened sixth sense. And so can you. There is zero special ability required for this. There's nothing psychic about it. This is not New Age woo-woo any more than having a gut feeling is New Age woo-woo. It's not. It's built into all of us. It's built into you. So I wanted you to understand where I'm coming from. And there was a period of time around the year 2000, 2001, that I truly had no one that I could really relate to who was receiving answers from God. And I thought I was clinically insane. I used to walk around my apartment and say to myself, I'm probably just insane. I mean, who receives answers from God? This is crazy. And whoever even heard of it. And I said, I'm probably just a harmless psychopath. I mean, I really believed I was insane. So when I started sharing the process with people, I realized I'm not insane, which was really cool to understand, because everybody who does this really simple, pure process that receives answers, so many suicides have been transformed as a result of this process. And this is an awakened humanity. Imagine any time you feel a lack of inner peace for whatever reason, that you take out a pen and paper and you write the words, Dear God, or whatever name you want to use. Please help me with this. How do I resolve this conflict with my boyfriend or girlfriend? How do I transform my fear? What can I do? What are the next best steps for me to take in my life? What do I say to this person that we just had an argument to come to a peaceful resolution? No matter what it is that's weighing on your heart and mind, you can receive answers. They just flow into your mind. Once you have this process down, it is like riding a bicycle. You will always remember it. Once the connection, your higher consciousness is awakened, it is always awakened. And it's just awakening it and trying this process for yourself, completely free of charge, 24/7, where you don't have to ask people, what should I do? And consult with all kinds of other people. I don't know what to do. And what do you think I should say? What do you think I should do? Go to the highest source in the universe, God, Creator. Go straight to the highest source in the universe and receive your answers, because this is your birthright. You receive the answers as the words flow into your mind, and you just simply write them down verbatim. And your handwriting will be bigger and messier and sloppier than usual. But I can assure you and promise you that once you're receiving answers, and the energy that you're going to feel is just a loving energy inside. You're not going to go into some altered state of consciousness. You're fully aware of your surroundings. You're going to feel like you. But I wanted to share where I was coming from and how this process happened. And I know this process has reached millions of people across the globe. From the book, If God Hears Me, I Want an Answer, that you can either download from my website, borntoinspire.com. You can get it from Amazon. You can get it from any bookseller in the world. And for people who are not spiritual, there's the book Wisdom on the Other Side of Knowledge, which gives you the same information, but just without any spiritual slant at all, just from a highly intellectual standpoint. So I want you to become empowered, that within minutes, the answers you're receiving are bringing you life transformation, a whole mindset change, a whole change in your view about everything. I had a lot of challenges and a tremendous amount of personal growth to go through. I had very low self-esteem. I used to be Earth's biggest people pleaser and doormat. I used to spend out of control. There were so many issues that I had to transform that I would literally bring it through in writing. And I would actually post things on my website and log onto my own website to reread what I brought through so I could integrate the new transformation. And once you're receiving answers, anytime you feel a lack of inner peace, make that a signal, like a little bell that goes off in your head, and say, okay, I'm feeling anxiety, or I'm feeling nervous, or I'm feeling fear, or whatever it is that you're feeling. Those emotions, they mean a lot to you in the moment, in the now moment. If you're feeling a lack of inner peace for more than 10 minutes, you take out a pen and paper and do a writing. And then you just take 5 to 7, you write down what's bothering you, right? You could write some form of thank you, and take 5 to 7 deep breaths. It just relaxes you. So you'll notice as you're breathing, the words are going to start to flow into your mind, and it's just like taking an inner dictation, because the words flow into your mind. They are not, you don't ask Aunt Edna, they're not zoomed down to you from some alien with a laser beam. They're coming from your divine connection to God. And we are all connected to the same source. We all have the same sixth sense. Everyone, the sixth sense is the strongest sense of all. You can receive information about people, and I have more times than I could ever count that I've never met in client consultations, in training people who wanted to become certified higher consciousness life transformation specialists, bringing through information not because it's something psychic, but because the person needs the information. So that's taking it to a higher level to be of service to humanity. And this mission is so crucial for the advancement of all of humanity. I have said many times, and it's quoted on the bottom of my books page on my website, borntoinspire.com, if you offered me $200 million per week and told me, I'll give you $200 million every week, but you have to give up every single thing that you're doing, you can't do any of this anymore, I would tell you to keep your money. Because seeing so many countless thousands of lives transformed, suicides deterred because people received the higher perspective, the way I did, and I had a whole new lease on life within 5 minutes. So this mission There's a saying from Kabbalah. It's called Tikkun Olam, or Tikkun Olam. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing it correctly. It's Tikkun Olam, Olam. You can Google it. It means repairing the world. And I can't think of anything more important than sharing and teaching all of humanity how to receive direct answers anytime they have a lack of inner peace. Can you imagine if somebody is on a rampage filled with anger and rage and they're about to go shoot or kill their girlfriend or wife or husband that they found in bed with somebody else, but instead they took out a pen and paper and wrote, "Dear God, what's the best way for me to handle this situation? I feel rage. Please help me." Can you imagine when somebody receives the higher perspective? The whole human race will transform. I transform. I'm human just like you. I don't have any special ability. This requires no special ability. Your heart, the connection is in your heart for you to receive the answers. In other words, whatever you're going through has a great deal of meaning to you. It means a lot. And that's why you receive the answers, because your heart emits an energy of a very high frequency of deep love, deep meaning, deep concern. And you want help. You want answers. You want to transform whatever it is that needs to be transformed, or the solution to whatever you need a solution for in the now moment. So you're connected. You always will be connected. It's just a matter of awakening this connection. So I hope that my sharing this and how it started and where it came from and what the process is, and I'm going to be doing a lot more videos really getting in depth about this process that I'll be sharing with you. It is completely life transforming. And so that was why I founded Global Higher Consciousness Life Transformation Institute, which is a free, non-denominational spiritual service to uplift the spiritual higher consciousness of humanity globally. And this process has already spread across the globe, reaching millions, but I want to reach hundreds and thousands of millions, billions of people. So if you want to share this video and pass it along, great. There's a lot of information on my website that's completely free of charge at borntoinspire.com. And you're welcome to post questions. I typically answer when people ask questions. Just know that your sixth sense, your higher consciousness, that's your gateway to inner peace. That's your gateway to solutions to the problems or concerns that your own intellect cannot figure out on its own. So instead of being like a mouse on a wheel, spinning and turning, you can receive the higher perspective, you can receive the solutions, the answers, and it is always perfectly filled with love. I must give you one warning. You will never ever be guided to do anything wrong or hurtful to yourself or to anyone else. You want to receive divine, pure, and perfect truth. And if you don't like the name God, I mean, everyone has their preferences. You can just ask to be spiritually, consciously connected via your higher consciousness to the highest source of love, wisdom, and truth in the universe, and you will be. So I hope this helped you, give you a perspective of what happened to me and how I thought I was crazy, and then sharing it with other people, and it transforms people's lives every day. And so now it's a matter of just blasting this, not blasting it, but just sharing it and promoting it to all of humanity, so everyone has a reason to seek guidance, because they want to transform anything that's weighing on their heart and mind, anything that's weighing on your heart and mind. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you very soon.